Hello and welcome to Loving Me, Myself, and Life with me, Joni Misiak. Today, I'd like to talk about moving forward. In the other episode, I talked about what happens when you feel like you're moving backwards. Well, now, let's talk about forward, or maybe you just felt stuck, or something has happened, and now you're ready to pick up the pieces and move forward. So, what do you do? Well, one is to really think about where you want to head to. Like, what would you like your life to look like? If I could wave a magic wand, what would your life look like? And that's a good starting point, just to feel out, and you don't have to worry about getting there. Just think about where you'd like to go, and think about what your typical day would look like. Just kind of write it out, journal it, just kind of see where it lands. Another thing is journaling and leaning on journaling for a while. So if you're feeling stuck, it's thinking about what thoughts are going on in your head, or maybe even repeating figuring out what stories you have on repeat. Our beliefs and our thoughts can really keep us stuck. And it's a good way of looking at what kind of emotions are showing up and different things. Like, it can go really deep and dive into this. So journaling can really help uncover some of those layers and kind of help. So you have the side of daydreaming of what you want your life to look like, what direction you want to go. And take it, you can take it just short term or long term, and then just take one day, like a typical day, and then go deeper and be like, why do you think you can't have that life right now? Or what's preventing you from getting to that life of yours that you'd like? And journal that down. And that is the first step to moving forward. And then it's thinking about small little steps you can do daily. So you might have big dreams and they might seem so unreachable right now. But I'm going to let you know a little secret. They're totally reachable. It's just about taking one step daily. And you can work your way up more, but it's amazing when you take one action step. It can be this beautiful chain reaction or snowball effect that can happen once you start taking action. So, for instance, maybe you want to go back to school. You want to take a different course. You want to go a different direction. Well, it's even just picking up a couple course guides. And here's a fun thing about school, too. So much of it's online now that you could do more than one thing. So maybe you're thinking that you can't change course because of age, or, life is already too busy. That's when we need to go to those thoughts and be like, what thought is keeping me where I'm at right now? And lovingly, because this is all very important to love yourself through this process, is figuring out what thoughts are holding you back from taking those steps. I'm going to go back to one of the scariest moments in my life, but the most rewarding. So if you've been listening to this podcast for a while, you might already have heard the story, but here it is again because it's a good one. I wanted to move somewhere by water for so long, and my husband and I were talking about it nonstop, to the point where I actually wanted to buy a different house. I wanted to have two houses because I didn't want to leave my family. It was a big deal, to move. But the moment I made that decision that I needed, I really wanted to move, it was breaking my heart not doing that I took a step. And I still had fears. I'm going to be completely honest. I had fear of leaving my family. I still miss them. And thank goodness they've been starting to visit me here. But so I got to see them, and I'll go visit them as well. But the thing is, I had these fears, but I still took action. So it's figuring out, once you know what they are, your fears, and you know where they're coming from, they might not disappear, but you can move through them and just keep going anyway. So I think I wrote down 3 steps. So that's a great place to start, as when you want to do something new or different, is write down 3 steps, and they're little. One was call our realtor and ask her what the steps are. Another one is look at houses of where we want to move, or get a realtor there And just calling my realtor like took 1 and 2 off the table right away, like instantly, because our realtor helped us find a realtor here locally. And then the last one was like start decluttering our house. That was bigger, the biggest hurdle of them all. But anyways, it's small steps. Now, if you can't even fathom big goals and you're just like, I just want to get unstuck, Jody, like just moving forward, it doesn't have to be big dreams. You can even start with, how do you want to feel today? How do you want to feel today, maybe the next day? It doesn't have to be further than that right now. You can take big steps if you're ready, or you can take little steps. It doesn't matter which size you take. Really, what's important is that you slowly start moving forward. And a big one is just loving yourself in this moment presently. Okay, I got this. It can be like the smallest of step. For some people, it might just be getting out of bed, or maybe just finally listening to a podcast episode to boost your energy and motivate you. And that's okay too. So, if you're just rolling out of bed, it's like, yay. So maybe it's then in a shower and, the little stuff. Maybe it's calling up a friend you haven't talked to for a while and go for a walk. I know that is one of my best things that I do weekly. Go for a walk with a friend. Super awesome. You're moving, you get outside, and it's social. Oh, so good. So if that's where you're at, start small. Call a friend. You can't see them face to face because of distance or something like that. It's too far away. You guys are too far away or something like that. Put on some music. I know that works for me a lot. Essential oils. You can even book yourself at a spa if that's what feels good. Like whatever feels good. But it's little steps. Or like I said, if you are ready and you're like, no, I want to move forward. Here's a fun thing. We are all different and we're all at different stages. So anybody that picked this up today, you might have been like, ready to move forward from being stuck because life threw you this like massive curveball. And you're like, oh, I just need to pick up pieces little by little. And that might be you. Or maybe you just been like stuck, like not stuck. Yeah, let's go with it. You've been stuck in a rut and you're just so ready. You're like, I'm over this. I'm so over living, the same day over and over again. And I just want to go bigger, dream bigger. Then definitely take those bigger steps. But I know for a fact we all have different, we're all at different phases of our path. Some days I can still dream big, and other days I'm that person that is just trying to get out of bed. So wherever this lands for you right now, moving forward can be a big, huge step, but, and this is a big one, it can also be little steps. In fact, sometimes when we move small, like little steps, it might not feel like we're getting very far. But then we look back in a week, a month, or even 2 months, and it's like, whoa, we've come, like it's a big in a distance. So if big steps are overwhelming, start small. And remember to love yourself through this process. So maybe today, maybe you're curled up in bed in a fetal position, just wondering how to get out of there. Maybe don't. Give yourself a hug. Send yourself some love. Or maybe you're out of the bed and you're just trying to get through your work day. Maybe lean into positive thoughts. Lean on gratitude for what you already have and get excited about the future and what is waiting for you around the next corner. What's your next adventure? And wherever you are on this journey of moving forward, just know this is where you're meant to be. Whatever struggles or challenges or things in your life that have happened to kind of make you stall out or get stuck, it's okay. Think about what you learn. I'm sure there's some really good learning moments in there. And then one step in front of the other. head towards, feel good thoughts, gratitude for what you already have in your life, big or small, and think about what is possible for the future. And know that you are okay in this present moment. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you so much. I look forward to hearing about your journeys and adventures as you move forward. Take care. Bye for now.